This next one I would like to tell you about is a different aspect of wheelchair function. The wheelchair user themselves is really the only one that knows how the wheelchair impacts them in their daily life. Is it working for them? Are they happy with it? They don't have the broad base of understanding that the wheelchair professionals do. And there's a higher likelihood that they'll find more difficulty completing a questionnaire because of difficulty reading or writing or not sharing a language. So it's harder to get full data sets with this. But we thought it was incredibly important to validate an outcomes tool which would give the wheelchair users a voice to feedback to the wheelchair manufacturers. And those people we worked with were very excited about having a voice that could impact the design of wheelchairs. Here it is. And again, the stuff at the header was the things we thought were important for 2- and 3-way ANOVA in our studies. We wanted to be able to tell if their satisfaction was different based on their age or gender or diagnosis, and especially their wheelchair type. And the instructions are similar. The 3 different examples are similar, where we needed to give an example of how to answer in different situations. Rate your satisfaction with how your left shoe fits your foot. The first one is low. The shoe is short and narrow and it hurts my foot. The next one is very low. I have no shoe, but I need one. And the third one's NA. I don't have a foot. So how my shoe fits is completely not applicable. Here, each question is asking them to rate their satisfaction. And again, it's centered on the user's body. So it can be answered by almost any user for almost any wheelchair. Hips, buttocks, and thighs, the parts that support back, trunk, and head, parts that support calves, ankles, and feet, parts that support arms, shoulders, and hands. Rate your satisfaction with the parts a helper uses to push your chair, because almost everybody needs help sometime. Casters, the smaller front wheels and their attachments, main wheels and push rims, wheel locks or brakes, how the wheelchair fits your body, the wheelchair color and appearance. Of course, really it's the users that can answer that question. Nobody else really knows what they would like in their wheelchair. How the wheelchair maneuvers in small spaces, across surfaces and obstacles. We had to really work with the wording here, how the wheelchair helps your ability to maneuver, because the wheelchair wasn't maneuvering all by itself. It was the user's ability to maneuver. Get in and out of the wheelchair, desk and table activities, sit upright and see others. We were trying to use language that was easily understood, and as you can see, the language is less technical than in the WIC, the Wheelchair Interface Questionnaire. Travel in vehicles is public transportation, and your overall satisfaction. We added the overall satisfaction because sometimes people had other things they wanted to say, and that gave them a chance to do so. Here's an example of data. This one was for a teenager with spina bifida who was in one of those folding hospital transport chairs that are often inappropriately used for long-term wheelchair users. It's not really intended that. It's a short-term transport chair. And as you can see, he was quite unhappy with many aspects of function. A few of them he was fine with. And if you look, his comments explain why. He gave the back a relatively high rating because he doesn't really need it. He doesn't need a lot of back support. Transferring, it's easy to come in and out of. And transport, to go in a car was easy, but almost everything else was poor. And his overall comment, it's ugly and big and hard to get places. In another study, we did a whole set of people using hospital transport chairs, and we're able to provide data that strongly gives evidence that what everybody knows is correct, that these transport chairs are not suitable for long-term use. The users are not satisfied with them. Here's a data set just to show you the kind of data set you can get from this. This was from a test-retest reliability study in Kenya, and you can use all of these things as ANOVA factors, and then here's the numbers themselves. Here are 2 papers validating this particular outcomes measure.